Hello there, it is Saturday. I've been watching World Cup all day. Earlier I recorded my Trigger reaction. I still got a... not Trigger? Trigger? I mean Decker, my Decker reaction episode. Trigger was in it though, Trigger was in it. So that's my excuse for saying Trigger. I gotta edit it, I'll edit it tomorrow. It'll be up on Tuesday anyway. But Movie Monday needs to be done. And I haven't had time all week, but I have time now. At the end of the night before I go to sleep. I'm going to finally watch Shin Ultraman. It's just under 2 hours, it's 1 hour 52 minutes. It came out a while ago, but it's been very hard to watch. But I'm able to watch it now, and I'm very excited. I've been looking forward to this ever since I heard about it. So I'm excited, and I hope it's good. So yeah, the trailers were interesting trailers. I didn't really know much from because there was no subtitles really. It was just them talking in Japanese. I didn't understand what was going on. I just saw the trailer, I saw the pictures and the videos. So the trailers really they didn't hype me up. I just thought, oh, this is cool, Ultraman, these kaiju that they brought back. But yeah, I'm excited and I hope it's good. So let's watch it. The superhero logo looking shiny. You know, I was considering I got a camcorder that can record a long distance, and I did reactions to even Avengers Infinity War, I think. So I got a camera that can last that long for me to record. I used to try on my main channel, not this channel, but Daroff Productions. I used to do full movie reactions. I did Logan, Infinity War, I did a couple others. It got a lot of views, but not any comments, and the likes and dislikes, it just wasn't a good ratio. So I stopped doing it because it takes so long to record that, and you gotta talk for 2 hours, and it just didn't work because people weren't really liking it anyway. So I stopped doing it. I was considering bringing that back just for this movie, but I couldn't find the time. So yeah, it would have just been me sitting there for 2 hours with a timer on the screen so you can know where I'm in the movie. I think some of you still would have liked that, to see my full reaction to every second, but without any video on there. But I chose not to do it. But yeah. Also, did they show Godzilla at the start? That wasn't Godzilla, was it? It looked like Godzilla a little bit, but it wasn't. They showed a monster that appeared that got taken down, and it looked a bit like Godzilla, similar color, similar tail, but it had a horn and stuff. I'm just like, that's not Godzilla. It's got similar spikes on the back as well. Then I remembered Shin Godzilla got frozen, right? He was frozen, so it wasn't the same. But they're showing multiple monsters, multiple kaiju appearing and being destroyed. So I wonder if they'll treat Ultraman the same. One thing I was looking forward to is the effects, because this is a movie. Obviously, it might not be Hollywood where there's hundreds of millions. Obviously, it's not going to be that much. But it's still going to be some sort of budget, right? More budget than a TV show. So I'm fully expecting the effects to be impressive here. So far, I've seen this electric monster, and it looks pretty good. And when it was destroying that electric field, it looks good as well. So I'm intrigued to see what happens when Ultraman fights a kaiju. I want to see how good the effects are, because I think that'd be, because it's a movie, there's more of a budget, so I'm counting on it being good. Ultraman's entry is really cool. He basically enters as a meteor, causes a massive explosion, and the monsters, firing electricity at him, and he's just walking at him like it's nothing, and then he beams him. He flies off, and the humans lose the radar of him. At this point, I think that obviously this is the introduction of Ultraman to this world, so they're obviously not going to trust him. They want to try and track him. I imagine this movie is going to be a lot of them not trusting Ultraman. Now he's in human form, and the way he talks to people is quite funny, especially the girl at work. And he's working with the people that are hunting these monsters down, who also will be against Ultraman as well, so that's quite ironic. I love that they're using a stealth bomber, not only because it's actual real aircraft that exists, but also because it's fairly popular on Call of Duty, and I'm a Call of Duty player. So as a Call of Duty player, I really appreciate the fact that they put a stealth bomber in there. It feels like a weird crossover seeing a stealth bomber in an Ultraman movie. Oh my god! Oh my god! I had to pause it. I'm not gonna take a picture just in case, but oh my... That was one of the coolest moves I have seen from any Ultraman ever. The guy, I don't know how to explain it. If you've seen it, you know what I mean. The guy flips his body over. his body's spinning like this, like front to back, and he kicks the kaiju away. Like he, how do I do this? This is Ultraman, right? He's like this. He's flipping his own body vertically like this, and he kicks the kaiju. What? What? That's one of the coolest moves I've ever seen. Also, I've noticed there's some scenes that are from the trailers. Obviously, it would be. But when you see those scenes, it's nice to finally know what they actually said. So I appreciate that with the subtitles that were not in the trailer. This Zarab alien is no joke. He put Ultraman to sleep. Literally. Okay, this is interesting. You know, I mean, you guys know, in Ultraman shows, there's always a certain way. There's a few different ways here and there, but there's a certain way where the team that they work with find out he's Ultraman. In this one, we're only 42 minutes in, and the team has found out through video footage. There was video footage that showed him transforming from human form to giant form. And the team are so shocked, they're like, the guy we worked with all this time, he was Ultraman? Like, what? To be fair, it might have been a recent thing, but still, like, can you imagine working with someone and you find out that, just like shock out of nowhere from video evidence? I can't believe he didn't tell us. I do appreciate that though, it's something different. They've revealed it in a different way. It's not like they found out through him, or some they knew all along. They found out his secret through CCTV footage, which would happen in the modern world. I really like how they went with the imposter Ultraman sort of storyline. Obviously it's Zarab pretending to be Ultraman, disguising himself, but I like how they did that. They did that sort of storyline. I like that, because it started with Ultraman versus Kaijus, then it branched out into imposter Ultraman. So that was pretty good. And also I got a bit confused, like because Ultraman just landed, and so how could they have been working with Ultraman all this time? I think I must have missed something. And I did miss a little detail. I do remember. So I googled like what happened in the explosions in Ultraman, when Ultraman arrived as a meteor. I googled that, what happened in the explosion, and it's there at the top of the page. So luckily nothing was spoiled for me. So it basically said that the explosion killed him. It killed the guy. And I did see the guy. I saw the guy die at the start. I'm just like, I forgot about him. So he kind of took over his body, I guess. So that reminds me of Mebius. That's just like Mebius. that's very much like Mebius. But he wasn't the same though. He wasn't the same, because that time he was trying to save him but couldn't save him and then took his body. That's different. This one he killed him actually and then took his body. So that's interesting. But still, it does remind me of Mebius a little bit. Couple things. So first of all, the villain has a lot of power. Like he turned a woman who is like a friend to the character that basically died and is now Ultraman. She got turned into a giant. The villain turned her into a possessed giant. So she's a giant human woman in work clothes destroying a city. Like, that happened. That's very unique. That's very unique. Also, Mephilas revealed himself. I mean, in human form. That's cool. That's cool. And I know who Mephilas is. I like the fact that there's someone that I recognize the name of. Ultraman versus Mephilas was a pretty cool fight. I was intrigued to see the effects. I don't know, it looked a little weird. The effects, they look clean. They look like they work. But it also looks a little weird, the fight. It might be the designs, actually. Because the designs are quite different. It seems like they're skinnier than their TV show counterparts, if that makes sense. If you watch the movie, you know what I mean. They're like, shape is a bit different. Maybe that's why it looks a little weird. But the effects look fine. And also that part where he was smelling, he was smelling the woman, so he'd get a scent, just going around and just smelling, and that was a very strange scene. I've never seen any Ultraman do that. Wait. That was... So Ultraman's in the woods. He's talking to Ultraman Zophi. Zophi wants to destroy her. He wants to eradicate the humans. And he wants to do it using Zeton. Zophi, what? And he talked about the Land of Light as well. Is the Land of Light evil in this universe? I'm confused. He said like one world won't matter in the grand scheme of the universe and multiverse, whatever. Wait, what? Zophy is evil and wants to destroy. And Ultraman is saying, I disagree. I don't think this is the right way to go. I am surprised by that. I felt like there was another villain coming, surely, but Zophy, Ultraman Zophy. What? So there's a character having a meeting virtually through a headset, like a VR mode. He's having a meeting and he's talking to them, and he's using the PlayStation headset, as in the PlayStation VR. PlayStation Virtual Reality is being used as a prop in this movie. What's going on? We've got PSVR, we got a stealth bomber. What's next? So Zeton's not like Zeton. He's like a big satellite weapon in space that's ready to destroy Earth. But just now, Ultraman did a transformation, and they did it like original Ultraman, like 1966. You know, like with the red background, like and fist in the air. They did that transformation for this Ultraman. That was like a really nice callback. I really like that. Even at this point, most of the world does not trust Ultraman. So, you know, this world-saving event, if he succeeds, could not only, you know, defeat the Land of Light's plan, but also earn humans' trust, which is quite interesting. I'm still baffled by the fact that Zophy, and apparently he's following the Land of Light code, is willing to destroy Earth. I'm surprised. Like, what? They've also put a lot of characters in this. Like, it's not just kaiju, but like there's a lot of big villains and characters in this. All we need now is who's that big one? Dark Lugiel. And we need Belial as well. I think I was thinking of Zaggy. Lugiel's the recent one, right? I'm just naming villains at this point. The Emperor from Mebius. Zophy wants Ultraman punished for breaking the code of the Land of Light. I'm just like, this code is crazy. But yeah, Ultraman requested, he wanted Kaminaga, who's the guy who died, to separate his body from himself, from Ultraman. And Zophy granted him his wish. And the movie ends there. That was a very interesting movie. It kind of feels like a cliffhanger in a way. I want to see more. And I hope this movie succeeded financially, because I want to see a sequel to this. Because that was pretty awesome. They put a lot in it, and I feel like they could have put so much more. That was a good introduction to, who knows, it could be a potential cinematic universe. That would be really cool. But I'd love to see at least like sequels to this. And like I mentioned some villains just now. Maybe at least like one or two of them to appear in sequels would be quite cool. But yeah, that was an interesting first movie. They put a lot in there. They had Ultraman arriving on Earth for the first time. They had Ultraman fighting kaiju on the loose. You had an imposter Ultraman. You had an alien pretending to be Ultraman. You had Mephilas there. You had an Ultraman that seems to be evil, that wants to destroy Earth. An Ultraman on Earth trying to stop him. So there's all that. So much happened here, and so many characters are in it. That's really cool. They put a lot in just under 2 hours, and I really like it. So yeah, I'm gonna give this a 9 out of 10. Really enjoyed it, and that move earlier, that flipping move to kick the kaiju. I could watch that so many times. This is your boy Zavadov. Please like. It's a 9 out of 10 for me. It's a 9 out of 10. Very good. This is your boy Zavadov. Please like, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Goodbye.
I should go, no, I don't wanna let you down.